Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. We are inside of Caldera, the new Warzone Pacific map, and I gotta give a huge thank you to Call of Duty and Activision for giving me early access. I'm actually here in a lobby by myself, and I'm gonna have a kind of a pacifist roll through a nice tour of the entire new map. We're gonna go from a bird's eye view in a very fitting fighter plane, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna check out all of the major POIs. So this is going to be a longer video, so make sure to buckle in, maybe put it on 2x speed, grab a snack, do what you want to do. But we've got one more day to wait if you guys are watching this at launch. So enjoy, sit back, and check out the absolute stunning map that is Caldera. Now, I do want to give one more shout out. This controller right here, if you guys didn't notice, this is the new PlayStation 5 SCUF, the new SCUF Reflex. It launches in 2 hours at 1 p.m. EST. The store opens up and it is going to sell out like crazy. Huge supply chain issues. They've got enough to get out to you guys for the holiday season, so check out the link in the description and the pinned comment to check out this stuff. Use code Isaac. It's going to sell out extremely quick, and we're going to talk about some more things towards the end of the video, but it is their best built SCUF to date, especially working with Corsair from the ground up. It is a tank. The new paddles feel incredible. I'm going to show you how they're completely redesigned, more stable than ever. They don't move an inch. It is a solid, it's an incredible controller. I've been playing with the last few days with the hand cam off, and I'm thrilled to share it with you guys. But without further ado, I cannot think of a better way to start my Warzone Pacific experience here inside of a plane. Once again, make sure we're going to be uploading 2, 3, 4, 5, honestly, Warzone Pacific videos every single day here on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed. On top of that, if you want to catch some gameplay, literally right now, catch some gameplay, head over to the second channel. That'll be in the description, the Iceman Academy. That's where we do a lot of coaching. The gameplay there has blown up. The videos have blown up to over 30,000 subscribers. If you guys want to catch live gameplay and coaching gameplay to help you improve at Warzone, make sure to check that out. But today, we're taking a look at Caldera from the air. As you can see, there's a pretty large skybox here. But on the whole, the map is massive. On top of just being an extremely large map, it's dense. I know it's supposed to be technically like square foot for square foot, roughly the same size of Verdansk, but what they really changed with this map is look how all of the POIs are on the outside edges of the map. Now, keep in mind, this is in basically a pre-game lobby, so you're not going to see any contracts on your screen. You're just going to see vehicles, and you're going to see anti-artillery. And this is for the Verdansk game mode, right? Or I'm sorry, for the Vanguard specific game mode. That's why I also have a fighter plane. I don't know if they'll have fighter planes in the main game mode. But even if the map is the same size, the way it's been designed, with how dense it is, everywhere you look, there are very few areas of no man's land. There's always trees, buildings, something for cover, and we're going to cover all of it today in this video. So, starting off, we're going to start heading towards Beachhead. When you look down, I don't expect this to be a very hot area for people to land, but you've got some bunkers, leads all the way down to the beach, almost like a beach invasion spot. You've got some dormitories, and then you move over towards the next spot, which is right below us, which is Runway. Now, you're going to see I'm going to fly out of bounds, but you'll notice with vehicles, or at least the plane specifically, I actually have an entire 40 seconds to get back in. But if you jump out of your plane in here, you will tank a lot. It'll go down to like that 4 or 5 seconds that we're used to from Verdansk. So once again, here's another little pass. And we'll check it out all down on foot here in a moment. So we'll whip through this just from the aerial. So that's Beachhead. We've got Runway down here. A nice little dirt strip runway, but there is a much nicer airfield that we were at earlier. Moving forward, we're heading into docks. I mean, look at just how dense all of this is. There's so many different places to play, to hide. Honestly, there's a lot of buildings for people to rat inside of, but it should make for some pretty fun gameplay. Moving forward, we've got this beach, and then we head into Arsenal. inside of Arsenal. You can see that like notorious kind of like dam, or like, I guess that's where you would build like a ship. I think it's like a shipbuilding bay. Yeah, I think that's the case. Multiple buildings there. Moving over, we've got village. Got some nice little like stone figures there. A lot of elevation. Should be a lot of fun to play through. And then there's all those village and huts, which once again I think will be a lot of fun to play through. All of the gameplay that I've played so far, and I've put quite a few hours into this map just doing some exploring, I haven't seen any destructible environment. So all of these sheds, even though they look to be pretty weak, I imagine they'll probably be like wall bangable. You can shoot through them. However, they are not going to be to the point where you can shoot them and you're going to blow through the walls like you would in the multiplayer Vanguard. Moving forward, we have the Lagoon, which is a really cool area. Well, I'm going to show you later on when we get down there in foot. You can lay down in some places in the water, but you are always visible, and you are not able to fully submerge yourself or swim without dying. Here is where we started the day inside of Airfield. Yes, there is an air traffic control tower. However, there are plenty of ways up between internal, external graps, and a stairway. So it's not going to be quite the annoying powerhouse that it was in previous games. Unfortunately, the flying in this game is a little bit backwards. Instead of actual aviation where you pull the stick back and you climb up, it is completely reversed. So my brain is really mad at me right now. Moving forward, we have power plant directly below us. Not much to it outside of some of the silos and a huge factory building in the middle. And notice in between all those POIs, like there's no POI, but like look at all those buildings that are over there. It's like an entire neighborhood. You've got like a soccer field. None of this is listed, but then we get into Capital. And Capital, I believe, will be the hot spot of Warzone. One, you've got clay tennis courts, so who wouldn't want to be there? But two, look at all of these buildings. There is going to be so much loot to be had inside of Capital. This will be the new superstore. And there's just so much. You can see right there, there's some sort of almost like a hotel complex. All of those buildings. It's downtown, but without the obnoxious fact of everything's going to be a skyscraper. There are no, 30, 40 story buildings. I guess we can have that many, but like 20 story buildings, right? A lot of very modest 2, 3, maybe an occasional 4-story building. Capital's going to be a lot of fun to fight through. Moving forward, we have the resort. We'll explore the insides of that in a bit. Directly below us, we have sub pins, like submarine pins, which is different than the multiplayer map of sub pins. And then now that we've made our way all the way back over to Beachhead, now we can check out some of the things in the middle. So directly below us, we have fields. Show off piloting a little bit. Next to fields, we have mines, which I think is going to be a lot of fun to fight with all this verticality, all this natural cover, and it's so much easier in this game to climb rocks than any other game in the past. Nice little waterfall there. And then I believe that is everything except for the thing in the very middle of the map, which I'm sure we're all excited to see, and that is peak. Now, a lot of you might be concerned with a peak in the middle of the map, thinking about snipers, but they've put this kind of like haze and fog down below it that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for it to be a really dominant power position. And on top of it, we have all of these palm trees all across the map that'll not only provide cover in close range scenarios, but it'll also provide a lot of cover in the event of long range snipers. We don't have these massive downtown buildings people can snipe from miles away. No hospital, no downtown, no array. And you've got all of these trees that are going to be killing that line of sight. But they're palm trees, so the bases are very skinny, great for close range fights, but nothing obnoxious for long range snipes. Once again, here's that look inside of Peak, and there are multiple. You can see like a little rappel spot in there, multiple ways up there outside of just the hill, and we'll explore all that here in a moment. So I've done a lot of aerial reconnaissance, we'll call it, from the plane, but I have not done much in the way of on-foot exploration. So we're going to do some of that here. We're not going to explore every single building, but we're going to explore some of the key parts, some of the major buildings. Nice thing is you are able to re-land your aircraft. It is a little bit difficult. I definitely have a little bit of the touchdown. I've been flying for a while. In real life, too. So, here is ATC. There's a lot of hangars that are around here. Things I want to check out. But what I really want to check out is... the hangars are pretty barren. But I want to check out some of these main buildings. So the first one you have is ATC. And I'm wondering... if this is bugged or it is perpetually like this.
Strap in. I'm pilot.
Okay, that might be a bug.
Strap in. I'm pilot.
A bug that we can solve. A little bit of silence for us. So once again, we have ATC. We have a fire station right there. And just the map looks incredible. Even on inside in buildings where they really shouldn't have that much light, right? A lot of these lights are turned off. There's so much visibility. I'm no longer worried about rose skins. I'm no longer worried about, you know, mil-sim skins. People can wear basically whatever skin they want, and it's not going to impact gameplay too much. So as I mentioned, there are multiple ways up there, and I'm so happy about it. You can come up here on the outside. You can hit this grab and work all the way up. You can work your way up the ladder, which you basically do from this little winding stairway. It's a nice effect. You hear that? The wind rushing. And now you're up on ATC. Notice, to get all the way out to the outside, you are now really exposed. That's a really nice effect. Maybe I'll get sick of it when I'm trying to listen for footsteps. But on top of that, you can get all the way up to the top. But notice, there is no, you know, really nasty head glitch that you could hold like you could in previous. I guess it is still pretty advantageous to be up here, but there are plenty of ways to get up, including the internal ascender, which we're all too familiar with from Verdansk. All right, faster, funnier. Looks like inside of here is a main, this would probably be like the air traffic control terminal. Oh, this is going to be interesting to fight in. Multiple areas. Looks like this is actually like the main airport building. All the waiting rooms. I was just in air traffic control. What was I thinking? There's just so many nice, subtle notes. Just a beautiful, beautiful map. Like, so well done. I'm so excited to play in it. Not a hashtag ad. Not getting paid for this video. And I'm thrilled. I could not be more happy. I'm sure there's going to be so much exploration to do, but We're just going to hit a few key spots inside of each area, and then we'll move on to the next. Otherwise, this could be very quickly a 3-4 hour video. Like I said, looks like there's a lot of hangars in there. Some of the silos that they had in the previous ones. And then once again, this isn't even a marked area. Like, not even a named area. And just so much detail. Nice little suburban neighborhood. A lot of fun fights to be had in there. Next, let's head over to power plant. I want to check out that really big building we saw inside of power plant. Yeah, I probably could have landed that, but I didn't want to risk it. Nice. Inside of here, inside of the power plant. Uh-oh. Looks like there's some possibility for some verticality. Okay, a little underground section through here. And I'm wondering if there's a way to get all the way up to the top. Because if you can go all the way up to the top, get through those windows. Well, let's just see. We can tell. Are these windows breakable? Doesn't look like they are. If you could end up on those rafters, that would be a huge pain. But it looks like, fortunately, that isn't going to be an option. Let's find out. This is kind of reminiscent of Factory from Verdansk. Uh-oh. Nice little map design there. Yeah, there is not. So these are skylights, but you're not actually able to get through them. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Disregard. There are possibilities to play very patient up here. Keep in mind, we're going to have a lot of jump spot videos on this channel. If you guys have seen them in my previous Warzone Academy videos, all the flanks around the map that you see pros accomplishing to take people out on high grounds, camping, I will be providing all of those exact same videos here for Caldera. So make sure to subscribe for that sort of content. But without further ado, let's go and check out somewhere else across Caldera. Take a ride in one of the new SUVs. These are a lot less covered than the other SUVs. And when you're in the back, you are very well exposed. It almost feels like you're in a worse than attack rover. Nice sounding engine, though. So this is in the outskirts of the capital. All of these suburban buildings. Not going to clear through all of them, but exactly what you would expect. Kitchen, upstairs, plenty of, I'm sure, flank spots to work your way around. They've designed this map, it seems like, intentionally for multiple lines of sight to prevent all of those choke points. It looks like a very, very well done map. I'm excited to get some gameplay on it. I'm actually recording this the night before they gave us access to play against other Warzone creators. So I haven't had a chance yet to play against anyone in this map. But I kind of queued in early. I was able to get queued in early and take a look inside of Caldera, which is nice, because if I had to do this map tour getting shot at, I'd probably lose my mind. But here, we get into Caldera, capital, the central little roundabout right here. And I'm officially the only person in Caldera. Not enough late night grinders, apparently. Move into here and into a beautiful, almost, yes, looks like a historic Capitol building. So cool, the map design. I imagine this will lead out to a balcony. I'm going to be so lost trying to take gunfights at all these places. working your way up into the clock tower, but you are not able to break through any of these, which would have made for some pretty cool gameplay, but also some pretty ratty gameplay that people wouldn't enjoy. And that's where I'm talking about, where it seems like really intentional gameplay. If they allowed us to have all of these open and people to be sniping through here, it would be so beneficial for people to camp and play ratty, and like they get down, then they can self-revive, or the teammate can get them up. But when you build it like this, now all of a sudden, in order to peek over the top, now I have to mantle up, which really puts me at a disadvantage for even an AR to take me out. On top of that, if you get downed, you have to crawl all the way back, try to make it down into the hole before an airstrike hits you. There's a lot of possibility here for some really well-balanced high ground. This is done right compared to so many of the things they've done in the past. More to explore inside of here, I'm sure. Leading up into some pretty... I don't even know what I would call that. Some cool historic ruins. There's also another fighter plane up there. All other Warzone movement mechanics are going to feel the same. Every single one of these buildings is going to be packed with loot. Nice 2-3-story buildings. We're going to have to relearn all the camping spots. We're going to have to relearn all the favorite vantage points. There's even these little trams that roll through, and they will kill you. They will roll. If you are in the way, they will run over you just like the train. They will blow up the vehicle. With no mercy. Nice new Caldera gas station. I imagine we're going to see a few iterations of it, but look how open it is. Good luck fighting out of here. Into the bathroom. Maybe we'll have an ammo crate somewhere in here for us. But let's get back on the road. These vehicles are interesting. They handle a little bit differently. They don't handle sharp turns nearly as well. If you take a sharp turn, your vehicle slows down. I'm not braking right there. I'm literally just turning, and it slows down considerably. Once again, back at the roundabout now, making a rotation over towards Resort. So many incredible spots across the map. I'm finding all new places. I'm doing this tour live with you guys. I haven't seen much of this before. Uh-oh, looks like we've got a movie theater. It says coming soon, but at least we're allowed access. I love that. I was so afraid with the coming soon it was going to be like Stadium, or it was going to be closed for a long period of time. And I think it is. I think it's closed. Dang it. I was so excited. Okay, so at least there's something to it. It's not like Stadium where it was completely cut off. But it looks like we have very, very minimal access. But at least enough to move through. I imagine they might do like a cool limited time mode or something like that. Spot to descend to. Doesn't look like anything special. And not fully opened. But it's enough.
I'll drive. Let's move.
Nice little restaurant. A motel. I feel like I'm in a movie. A Golden Whale Yacht Club. You guys are gonna have to explore all this on your own, or this is gonna be a 2-hour video. Moving forward. Heading over to Resort. Little spot for the tramway to jump off. And no way! It looks like they put the Atlanta Phase Boys on display. A BZR City, Stellium, and Simp. Congratulations to them. I was there live when it happened. That's pretty cool to see. There's no stadium, but at least they get to go on vacation here in Resort. Actually, doesn't look like there's a whole lot to the resort, if I'm being completely honest. Doors can be opened. Work your way out. Let's see if we can get our way up there and see if there's much to it. The pool you can walk through. Still able to have full mobility in that water. I'll show you. I'll walk out to the beach here in a moment. I'll show you what the water does to your movement. This would be a pretty cool area to have some gunfights. Hiding behind these. And it looks like there might not be a way... Oh, disregard. To get up to the high ground. You can get up to here, and that's about it. And I am perfectly okay with that. Moving out here into the water. This is what the water does to you. Notice how you can move out into the ocean, but just about to your torso is covered, or really just about to your legs. There are some spots where I've been able to prone out in the water where I don't think you're supposed to, but... From every time I've seen a player, it's only up to about their knees, and it doesn't really affect gameplay too much. You don't move that much slower, or you don't move any slower from what I've seen. You don't move any quieter. But I think it's nice to allow us that freedom to where if we touch it with our toes, we just don't instantly implode. We've got the option for an anti-air here. And these are crazy, crazy powerful. As a pilot, I'm a little upset because you get torched out of your plane in like 3 shots. It's pretty nuts. Oh, and then they even have like a little statue there of the CDL Championship trophy. Love that. Ew, wish my car sounded like this. Okay, moving on. Heading over to Sub Pen. Speaking of which, if you've made it this far in the video, you should probably subscribe. Sorry, I had to. Let's see, is this destructible? It is not. A lot of dorm style buildings that we've seen in previous games. Let's see what we can see from the inside. Hello? Nice. So this, I would guarantee, is a death trap. If you drop inside of here, good luck. Imagine they're gonna bait us there with some crates. Got some ships in here. And notice everywhere that we're going, it's not crazy dark. Even in something doomy and gloomy like this, there hasn't been a single area where it's been like, that's gonna be difficult to see someone inside of. And the game just runs so well. I've got my graphics settings turned up a bit so you guys can see some of the nice parts, but the fact that I'm getting nearly 200 frames is really, really impressive. Pretty similar to what I would get in Warzone, but by about plus 20 frames. So I'm noticing some slight improvements. I don't know yet at this time if they're going to have console FOV, but for my PC players, the game is running like a dream. Not a lot of personality to this building, but still enough spots. Notice the intentional design of having cover in multiple places, allowing for some really nice gunfights. Got some satellite arrays out there. It's gonna take months to learn this map, and I'm so excited. It just looks incredible. So much personality in all these little, you know, random spots across the map. You can tell that the delay on Verdansk was worth it because they've just been able to dev out and add so many incredible spots. Like, there's no name for that, but like, look at that incredible village. Like, it's I'm happy. I know a lot of this stuff is going to be copy and pasted across the map, but we've waited 2 years almost for a new map, and they did right by us. They really did right by us. Moving forward, we start to roll into Beachhead. Beachhead looks like a military compound. The fights in the end game trenches here would have to be incredible. Hopefully, the off-road capability, it is incredible. There are anti-aircraft guns, anti-artillery. And I'm not sure if these will be in the main game, but I think this might be only for the Vanguard related game. And like I said, these will absolutely smoke planes out of the air.
All right, let's move.
Like, I actually hope now, not for central zones, because I don't want to fight over by peak too much, but I'm hoping the zones just pull to all these outer edges. It's going to allow for a lot of really cool gameplay. Only bad thing, though, is all these trees are roughly the same. So if you get stuck behind one of these, it's not going to provide a lot of cover. That's one thing that I would worry about. There's not as much dead space, but those trees aren't nearly as thick to provide cover. Getting back into one of the planes. Airfield didn't look like anything too special, besides some opportunity to get some planes off the ground. A lot of really cool spots on the map right there to fight through. Man, there is just so much. I can't, like, this would take me like an hour just to look through everything. So we're kind of going to take a bird's eye view. We've got a hangar out there where it looks like some more building would be being done. Rip that plane. Some silos. This building looks really fun to fight through. A broken down, or I guess, yeah, that would have to be basically a beached ship. So many possibilities. And just notice how little high ground there is. There's 1 story, 2 story, 3 story. 1 story, 2 story, 3 story. I'm on the highest spot in the map right now, and I had to get up here by throwing a plane, and I'm still not that high off the ground. I imagine, yeah, based off its construction, yeah, there are some ladders that you can work your way, go up through here, and then possibly we'll give it a we'll check it out real quick. Trying to see if you can get up on those the red parts of the crane. Looks like, yep, you absolutely can. Work your way up through here, get on the high ground. An end game here would be incredible to play through. So many different options, taking the high ground there, getting up on top of there, seeing what the fight would take over here. I imagine I might even be able to... Yup. Hit the side glide. Get up on this high ground. ahead and make your way up on top of here. Mantling seems to be pretty much available for every single spot on the map. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is docks. Even more unnamed spots. Looks like some barracks inside of here. I do have to say I'm a little bit worried with this vehicle, with the minimal amount of cover it provides, because of how insane some of these guns are. And I really hope they nerf some of the Cold War weapons. Like, I'm sick of seeing the EM2. You are going to get ripped out of this thing as a squad. Moving through here, seems like there's a lot of buildings of not too much significance, so I don't want to burn too much time on it. But these seem to kind of be the major attraction. If we had any sort of end game that was ending through here, it would be definitely quite the experience to move through. All of this, notice how you don't see windows throughout the majority of this that people could shoot through. It looks like you can only go all the way up. There's some windows right up there. But they're really seeming to design this map, once again, away from those really good vantage points of camping. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely high ground, but it all seems to be a lot more easily countered than ever before. Once again, some beachside houses, nothing to it. I went through those. That's where I did a lot of the testing. There is no like wall bangable areas. Thank goodness that's breakable. Work down to the lower right, we have ruins. Nothing too special through here, but a lot of hard cover for good gunfights. Looks like, man, this car can handle off-road really well. That is a good thing. Looks like some sort of hill up there as well. Not quite sure what. If you were wondering what the Bertha looked like in this game, it's this right here. Beforehand, we had to like stand up on top of a ledge to get that kind of like head glitch over the top. But now everyone will have a head glitch over the top of the truck.
I'll drive. Let's move.
And they have seemed to lower the volume of the vehicles significantly. Now, I still have my volume up a little bit here, so got some decent noise, but it's not as obnoxious as the trucks of Vanguard, or of Verdansk. I couldn't have picked anything else with a V. They both had to be Vanguard, Verdansk. It's Caldera. Here is Village. Once again, I haven't been able to do any testing, but I would assume a lot of these shacks might actually be able to be shot through. We have a river that runs through. And that feeds into the next POI, which is Lagoon. We'll stick with our little bit more agile Come to think of it, I haven't seen any ATVs. I don't know. I don't even know if there are ATVs in this game. So much cover everywhere. So many places to loot. So many POIs for regaining. Cover everywhere. It's like the developers played this and were constantly thinking like, okay, if I'm stuck here, is there something with a general area that's going to save me? Oh no, it looks like a well that most likely leads, if I were to guess. Ooh, yep, down through there. There's a little well under there. Just, it's so nice. I don't know if you guys remember early Warzone gameplay. How yellow and dull and like hazy. Like that's why I had to make a filters video, because the game looked terrible. And I'm pretty sure the developers like took some of the filters videos that I made and other creators made and were like, I guess this is what our audience wants our game to look like. Little shipwreck there. It'd be pretty cool if there was some loot crates. And then now we have found our way back to the airfield. We have a couple more spots to check out first, though. We want to go check out mines. We've already seen a decent bit of fields, and then we'll show the inside of peaks. Uh-oh. One other player in my lobby. Don't know who it is. Stream snipers. So fields. A lot of little small buildings. Doesn't look like any main central POI besides maybe that barn there, but that almost looks like some of the barns we'd seen in Verdansk. Water tower up here. Let's go run through mines real quick. Notice that little ski lift that comes up. Very similar to what we saw with Summit and Verdansk. Oh, wow. A little refinery of sorts over there. Inside of mine through here. This is mainly a terrain area, so there's not many buildings I would like to show you inside of there, it doesn't seem like. But then peak. There is a lot of ways to get up here throughout this map. I've noticed they've redesigned it intentionally to allow us to climb rocks. Significantly easier to climb rocks in this game. And here we are. At the very top of the map. My plane's coming back to me. And there she blows. Notice how they've provided some of this fog to obscure you looking down on other players. The aircraft sound incredible. I have no idea who this is. And this is what Warzone's all about. I don't know who this is, but I have to finish the video. We'll find out here in a moment. Hang around till the end. I'll kill him or let him kill me. But it looks like this is peak. Notice there's a lot of different ways we can access the map, as we saw earlier. There was this gondola. But there's also a lot of different ways that you can get access to it as well. There's different ascenders and descenders throughout the map. Once again, the gondola system that goes down all the way, leading basically from docks But on top of it, there's also some really unique, like, things internally to get up as well. You've got basically these hot springs that are kind of flowing throughout the map. You can even go all the way down through here. And this looks like almost something out of a Tomb Raider game. Like, this... You would never see anything this nice in Verdansk. Incredible. Rolling through these caverns here. I wish they had an ATV or a dirt bike or something. They may in future game modes. More stairs, once again, leading you all the way up. Once again, they've killed all these opportunities for single points of entry. Allowing for so many different ways to flank. Don't get me wrong, this is a choke point, but even in this choke point, look what they've done. This is intentional. This is intentional. These are intentional pieces of cover that they've put in instead of just a barren tunnel. When I say barren tunnel, and I mean, this is kind of rough right here. They could use some cover in here. In through this stunning waterfall. Absolutely beautiful. No way. I've got my graphic settings pretty low, but if I were to put this in...
I'll drive. Let's move.
Mark! It's Mark! Mark's one of my best friends in content. Uh-oh, let's see. Sick jump. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Caldera. This is Warzone Pacific. And this is the most excited I have been to make content in a very, very long time. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and drop a like on it. But before you go, I want to tell you a little bit more about this controller in my hand. This is the new Scuff Reflex. You guys know all the way back when I started my channel, I was a huge advocate for Scuff. I even had tech reviews on my channel, shooting B-roll, in love with this controller. I have my editor pull up a couple clips of it right now in the background. But this is the future of it, right here, okay? The Scuff Reflex is a new controller, completely redesigned. I've already put plenty of hours into it. Standard, right? Adjustable thumbsticks. You can raise them, lower them how you want. You can have them domed or concave. The biggest things about Scuff, though, that we love about them are the paddles on the back. They allow you to do things like slide cancel, but the way they've redesigned these is just stunning. A very minimal controller, not super in your face. Of course, you can customize. Scuff is always known for customization, but these paddles, unlike previous Scuffs, that, don't get me wrong, were incredible controllers, but would have these plastic paddles that were a little bit thinner, longer, and had the ability to, like, kind of bend and flex. These are thick, rock solid, that will last you for... I'm confident, right? I'm feeling really good about these. Of course, you can put in multiple profiles. You can see there I've got blue, green, and red. Each one can be coded up to a different game. So if you wanted to have a different profile for your paddles, what this allows me to do, if you look up on the top left, I no longer have to slide cancel by pressing face buttons. Normally you would go slide, slide, crouch, slide, slide, crouch, slide, slide, crouch, or slide, slide, jump, slide, slide, jump, slide, slide, jump, slide, slide, jump. Now you can use the paddles on the back and accomplish the same thing. So now I can move and aim and shoot all however I want, all while using the paddles in the back. Once again, this can be used on PlayStation, PS5, and of course, PC, like I'm using it on right here. It's got the new soft touch front, which allows you to grip the controller even when your hands get sweaty. It's got the really nice textured grips on the back. We're going to have a full-up, in-depth review, but I'm in love with this controller. It uses a USB connector instead of the USB-B. Rock solid inside of there. And just little subtle notes throughout, but this is the new Scuff Reflex. Once again, if you were watching this video and you watch it all the way to the end, this sucker is most likely dropping soon. 1 p.m. EST. Use code Isaac. It is going to sell out so dang fast. Make sure to get in there, use code Isaac, and enjoy this thing for the holidays. But ladies and gentlemen, we have so much different content coming. If you want to catch some gameplay right now, we're going to have more gameplay coming on this channel. But if you want to catch gameplay right now of Caldera, check out my second channel. We just posted some content there of me coaching and talking about some content and some gameplay inside of Caldera. But without further ado, enjoy the rest of your day. Check out the content on the second channel. Check me out live over on Twitch. Check out Scuff from the link in the pinned comment and the description. Like this video, subscribe, and turn your dang noties on because we're going to have so much Caldera content coming your way. Peace.